I'm ready. The weird story of the year.
You're live too.
On top of the weird stories. Let's do it.
There's more weird stories, or is it that you're eating breakfast late's the weird story?
I guess that could be a part of the weird stories. All right. Here we are. Good morning, everybody. It's me, San Martin, and Eric Knight of the Prescott Times. And we're on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, New Year's.
Is that what today is all about? Christmas Eve?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Sorry.
We already had Christmas.
I'm running a little bit backwards in some cases. I think that's exactly what's happening. But anyways, as you guys can see, the background of my backdrop on YouTube and Facebook, that was the picture I got yesterday as we were driving to Prescott Valley. Ceci was going to a actual workout over at the movement studio, and I looked at the sky and I was like, what in the world is this? And I don't know if anybody saw, but I reposted this morning. So on one side you saw this picture, and then on the other side you saw the other picture, which was just a phenomenal backdrop. So anyways, man, God never does.
No, in that storm we got. I don't think
that's right.
The clouds from the storm, right? And so I don't think it's what we were hoping for, but I think we were hoping for any wet things falling from the sky.
Yeah, it was beautiful yesterday. Yesterday had a great opportunity to experience, a little bit of more winter, which was awesome. I loved it a lot. Good morning, Annie Perkins. She's finally out of jail.
Are we getting more? That's the question. Is there more on the way, San Martin?
Yes, next week we're actually looking for a full week of just weirdness as far as like wet weather. I'll go ahead and present that right now. But let's talk about the main story. The headline of today's podcast, blogcast, whatever you want to call it. This is insane. It's crazy. I have no clue why it's going down the way that it is. But guys, when you find human body parts
whoa, you missed it. It's one of the most important days.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
No. National Bacon Day.
Okay, it trumped New Year's Eve. I was actually going for New Year's Eve.
Where are you going for? Oh, well, it's National Bacon Day. We cannot miss over National Bacon Day. I'm sorry.
100% freaking National Bacon Day, guys. You guys heard it here first. Go out there and get your best bacon. I have no clue who has the best bacon. You know what? Let me take that back. Back when Devil's Pantry was still a part of our community, it had the best bacon, and it was chocolate covered bacon.
Ooh, I think I had that there when they were open.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I ended up having, and I don't think I could ever unsee that or untaste that. It's just a delicacy that everybody needs to try. So if you guys can go ahead out and find some bacon that is full of chocolate covered bacon, just go eat it all.
Yeah, but
good morning, Beast Bro, J Bros, Cowboy Collectors.
But it is good, right? It is good. All right, from bacon to body parts. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay, so before we get into this, good morning, Haley. Good morning, Annie. Good morning, everybody that's following us right now. It's amazing. It's like I said, New Year's Eve, and obviously Bacon Day. So go get your bacon. But this is the craziest story that has had that. I mean, I really honestly don't know what's going to go ahead and be above COVID. But the biggest story right now is literally the cadavers or the body parts that were found in our forest.
Oh, we have an update. You have an update?
This is the craziest and quickest update that I've ever seen in I guess investigation work. The Yavapai County Sheriff Department has literally cracked the case in the matter of 24 hours, guys. In 24 hours, it enabled a scenario where everybody what in the world? You're finding body parts outside? Like, this is insane.
In the forest? Right.
how in the world is anybody leaving body parts in the middle of nowhere? But the story did come up, and they did find somebody. They arrested them. They don't even know what to charge them with right now. They don't even have a they don't even have a way to go ahead and give them a bail, because they don't even know what the heck is going on. So obviously, with the updates, these things are coming in. It's the investigation is still going, but they did find somebody. So let me go ahead and tell you what the new report came out. So diligent work by a YCSO detective investigating. Let me go ahead and pull this over here real quick. Diligent work by the YCSO detectives investigating this case was resulted in the arrest of 59-year-old Walter Mitchell, who was found in Scottsdale earlier today. The
This was
background of
yesterday,
him,
right?
excuse me.
Was this yesterday? They found him last night, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was last night, yesterday, and like I said, this is insane, man. Let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and get into the other Zoom meeting, and I can go ahead and show you Walter's face. But the background goes in like this, okay? So, using evidence recovered from the scene, detectives discovered the remains were more likely connected to a business based in Seattle, Washington. Eric, Seattle, Washington,
Wow.
identified as Future Gen X. I have no clue what that is. We're gonna have to probably look a little bit on, what Future Gen X was all about. But what it's coming down to is this is what's happened. Let me open this up real quick. Um, so Mitchell owned the business, which is involved in the management of cadavers for research, and had recently closed. I don't know why. I felt like I thought that maybe that business was pretty big, with all the people that had
Dying to
passed.
get in there.
Yeah, dying to get
Oh
in
my
there.
gosh, seriously,
Oh
sir.
my god, I can't believe I just did that. But anyways, it's one of those things where you're just like, man, this could actually become something cool. Oh man, did this actually change? What the heck is this?
Okay, so so as you're realigning there, so this is a business that this guy owned in Washington State. How the heck did he get to Prescott, Arizona?
This is kind of where the study is coming from. So Mitchell owned the business, which was involved in management of cadavers. The research working with local police in the Seattle area. Detectives obtained information that Mitchell left Seattle in 2020 with human remains belonging to 5 individuals. Now, this is pretty morbid, man. Like, it's just like, when you go getting packing, Eric, do you like literally say, you know what, I'm gonna pack my business that has dead bodies and I'm going to move it, halfway across the United States, actually all the way across the United States. Um,
Well, and there's laws against this. You can't just move a body, let alone across state lines. It's just
um,
you're just not supposed to do it.
yeah, you're not supposed to do it at all. So this is one of the most morbid
And
things
he's
that you
asking
can.
5 bodies. Yes, he disappeared out of Washington with 5 bodies. Now, they've identified 2, or at least 2 parts of bodies in Prescott, but they didn't say where the other 3 were.
Exactly, and it could be somewhere in our area, or it actually went out there to another area in.
And I think at YSCO, San Martin was asking hunters and hikers and things like that for people to be on the lookout for extra bodies.
Yeah, and so as you guys can see, this is Mr. Walter Mitchell. He was a person of this morbid moment. Like everybody's just like, what in the world is going on in our city? And everybody was a little bit upset with this. So it's like, it, 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 it it's kind of scary to acknowledge that people do not have a care in the world about bodies. Like that is insane. Like the guy didn't care about the resting place of this person. The guy did not care about the actual person that was given to science. This guy just did not care whatsoever. And unfortunately, this guy has I don't even know what they're going to charge him with, Eric. I think what they actually charge him with. Let me see if they actually put a
Well,
actual
they
charge
charged him with 28 counts, but there's some crazy accounts in there. But you're right; they couldn't even figure out how to set his bail.
Yeah, they couldn't even. This is insane. Okay, Mitchell was booked on 28 counts under ARS 13-2926. It's unlawful for a person to knowingly move a dead human body or parts of a human body with the intent to abandon or conceal the dead human body or parts. Bond has not been set. So, guys, that was the most intense story I've ever been a part of. And this is like something that you're definitely going to see it on a true crimes movie or video. I don't know if you guys remember back in the days that actually did happen. There was an older man that used to take care of his older wife. Okay, and so he loved her dearly. He would actually roll her around town because they both or were walking. He was too old to drive, I guess, but he would walk his wife, and she was actually disabled as well. And so I guess she passed away in the hospital, and somehow, some way, he asked for her body. And so he actually took her body and he took it home and he put it into his freezer.
Huh.
And yeah, he is like, and it was kind of crazy because with if my memory serves me right, he was actually a scientist or an inventor of some sort. He thought that he was going to be able to invent a way to go ahead and bring her back, or preserve her body so he could bring her back when he finally found the answer to his bringing people back from the dead. So I think that's what his overall statement was. But I don't think he's with us anymore. But it's a crazy story.
Sam, there has been some crazy stories, especially this year, where people are putting family members in the freezer so they can keep collecting Social Security checks. I actually think there was a couple of stories locally about that in the recent years. Uh, I don't know, kind of some weird stuff.
It is weird stuff, man, and you can't make this stuff up, Eric. It always it honestly has to be done, and there's no way to make this stuff up. Movies movies are not happening in Prescott, Arizona, so this is exactly why everything and anything is like, oh my gosh, is this real? And fortunately, it is real. So, anyways, Christy Lynn Engel, she said they found 24 limbs and 5 heads. They said that he had 5 cadavers. The math doesn't add up. 24 limbs equals 6 bodies. Who's the sixth body missing a head? Where are the torsos?
Right? Well, and how do you store these things? I mean, driving from Washington to Prescott or Chino, where they're talking about he's been, and then Scottsdale, these things don't keep very well, San Martin.
It doesn't, man. It's just insane. It's insane to think that this guy was like, just going through life, and he's like, don't worry about my dead bodies. They're
Right.
my
And
friends.
there's been no update as to motive or what he was doing or why he chose Arizona. I mean, there's just I expect that it's going to come out, but it is a crazy, crazy story.
Maybe he thought that Arizona was still a part of the Wild Wild West, where he thinks that people are capable of being buried out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, and
Maybe.
and
But
the and the, and the
they didn't even try. He didn't even try to bury him, San Martin. He put him on puppy pads and put him in the forest.
I don't know if this is the sign of a procrastinator or a lazy man. Here's your sign if you are lazy. You do not bury the body parts that you're trying to hide.
Yeah, because the thing is, the body parts were found really close in time next to each other. So it's not like they were hard to find because they were found within a couple of hours of each other, like close to 30 or 40 miles apart.
Yeah, it's insane, Eric.
It is insane.
I,
Yeah.
I don't really know. On our picture right here, it looks like it's actually there's a page in the middle of the whole thing, in the corner, bottom right corner, on your
Bottom,
side.
bottom right corner, what are we talking about?
I don't know. There's something in the bottom right corner.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
She's like, oh, that's a cool. But
Yeah.
anyways, this is the most insane story on top of all the insane stories of 2020. Do you think that we could top that before the day's out? I mean, I'm not trying to put any curses on this, but geez, I mean, like, if anybody's out there right now that has an insane story that they've heard of throughout, America or the world right now, post it. Let's see if we can go ahead and top this one because
You
this
got
is
2 days.
insane.
You got 2 days.
Yeah, you got 2 days. Who wants to go ahead and top this off? Because we do have some opportunity. I mean, 2 days of opportunity to seal out 2020. I think we could do it, Eric. I think we actually have some capabilities out there right now. I mean, like,
Yep.
seriously, I think we do. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to put that on anybody. It doesn't make sense to put that on anybody.
Yeah, you can't run over to 2021 though. So if you can't do crazy stuff in 2020,
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do that at all, guys. You guys just keep that. You
Yeah.
just keep that away from us because we do not have time for this right now. We got things to do. Like we got to figure out if this COVID vaccine is actually acceptable for us to consume. As I don't know if you guys saw just a recent post that says that an actual nurse got the COVID vaccine, and 8 days later they still they were positive for with COVID-19, and
Yes.
everybody's like,
Uh,
go figure, you're putting the vaccine or the actual flu like bug or whatever into your system. I
and
think
you
that's
saw San
exactly.
Martin, our neighbor state of Colorado, confirmed the new variant, right?
Say that one more time, Eric.
They just confirmed yesterday that the new variant, the UK variant, which is more contagious, they found it in Colorado yesterday. They confirmed it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard about that. That's, once again, maybe you just did it, Eric. You just ended the new year with
Done.
something that is bigger than what we
Crazier,
have.
right? It's even crazier.
Yeah, Eric, I think you just like did it. You sealed the deal. You sealed the 2020 and to go into 2021 though. Hey, Kimberly, what box are you talking about? Do we got a box that we don't know about?
Yeah, I think she's making fun of is there bodies in the box.
Oh, I see, I see, I see. Oh my gosh, Eric, I don't even know what else to talk about because that thing right there, everybody wants to just know
You
what's
were
going
gonna, so
on.
you're all logged in now. You were gonna show the weather. You promised wet stuff next week. What do we got?
Well, the weather is delightful.
Well, today and tomorrow, but you said wet stuff. You're promising more snow? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, first of all, I ain't God. I can't promise nothing. Second of all, what I can do is tell you what the prediction is, and the prediction shows rain, my friends, rain, and that's
Rain.
a good
Oh,
thing.
I'll take it, but rain makes mud.
Yeah, it does. It really does make money. Let me go ahead and share the screen with you guys so you can see what I see. Do you see what I see? I'm still locked into Christmas music. But anyways, here we go, guys. The rest of this week is supposed to be a little dry, no rain. And then next week, at the end of the week, we are raising the bar to literally 5%. Starts at 5%, goes all the way up to 35% on Friday, and then it goes back down and just looks like it's going to be party cloudy the whole time. So,
Rain, though.
a
Wow.
little bit,
It's
a
not a
little bit
rainy.
of something,
Oh,
guys, a little bit of
it's not.
something.
It's not a rainy time of year. That's just crazy. We should be getting snow.
Yeah, we should be
Those
getting
pine
snow.
trees on the mountain need snow.
Yeah, and so we could get those beautiful pictures, man. We need
Yeah.
those beautiful pictures out there. I really am. I'm into the beautiful pictures of Prescott, Arizona. Every month, I go into our group pages and I said, "All right, guys, give me your pictures that you want to go ahead and be in the cover photo." And all the pictures that are presented is just like, wow, we live in a very very beautiful location.
We do.
So this is something. Okay, so Eric, one of the cool things about what's happening at the end of the year. Okay, so they just presented the video that's going to go down for the boot drop,
I
which
saw
is
that.
totally awesome. You guys still could go out and still enjoy. There's still places downtown Prescott, Arizona, in around the area that is going to be celebrating this event. I guess Prescott Valley is going to be doing a end of year New Year's their tradition, so that is still open. I guess there's
They've
going to
got
be
a
a
lot
lot of
going on. Yeah, they got a lot going on Prescott Valley. It's a lot of
fireworks and all.
yeah fireworks. They put out a notice. So they put out a notice that there's going to be two sets of fireworks. They put out a public notice for your dogs to put them inside because they are going to be doing fireworks on New Year's.
Wow, it's amazing. I think that the reason, and a couple of reasons why Prescott has actually stepped back because it's a pretty big draw. It comes up with thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, if I'm not mistaken, of people that show up downtown Prescott, Arizona, and I think that that's what's really going on. And I think Prescott Valley serves a little bit more for the community and the locals more than it does tourism. So I
Tourism.
think
Yeah.
that's the reason why Prescott
In San
doesn't
Martin,
do.
I think the Prescott government got hit harder so far with this. We've got a lot. We've got council members that have been in the hospital. There's been city employees that have had COVID pretty bad. I think they've already been hit harder than Prescott Valley.
I don't know. I know that there were speculations that saying that we don't have enough police force to, keep up with policing our neighborhoods, based off of if one gets sick and in their pod, they all end up having to go quarantine. So with them being off of the calendar for 14 days, it's not a good thing, man.
It is
It's not
not.
a good
And
thing at all.
so I think YRMC is also suspended. Uh, what is it called? Elective procedures too,
Yeah, they did
because
that
they're full. Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago. They did that,
Yep.
and then they cut off. People actually, like, I don't know. There's speculation that there's going to be selective, who they help out.
It helps.
So,
Yep. That's I
uh,
read that article too. That's a national problem, but that's what they're saying is they're treating it like a military. Not necessarily here. We're not getting that news here, but some other hospitals are treating it like a triage center, a military triage center, and so unfortunately, the people that can survive the best are getting the treatment first. It's just crazy.
it is, and I really honestly, like I said, I mean, I watched some pretty crazy movies, but this real life stuff, man, is really intense. Like, it's really intense, and I don't even know which way to go with it. We actually have conversations all the time, like, we are so close to people that are contracting COVID. What's that going to do for our business? What's that going to do to us? What's that going to help? I mean, and if we grab it, what's it going to do to them?
Right.
So it's just a constant circle that hopefully one day we get off this crazy ride and we can all move forward and just really honestly start moving forward.
Yeah.
But
Christie's
then
saying
again,
that TV fireworks are at 8:30 and midnight.
yes, yes, that's what I was reading too. And it looks like they're no ball. They have no fear whatsoever out in Prescott Valley. Cal Palgudo, man, you definitely have what it takes to go ahead and have no fear. I don't know if you saw his post yesterday. He was talking about
I didn't.
some of the wars that we've been through, and Americans were called to go ahead and serve a purpose, and it just literally talked about that in the beginning, and then it just like went away. I don't know what I don't know if there was subliminal messages in the front part or subliminal message in the back part. I have no clue, but I just thought that I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy. So I don't know if he was calling citizens of Prescott Valley, Arizona, to get ready to fight for your freedom, or he was just giving us a history lesson about how we actually fought for our freedom. So I don't know.
And Martine, keep in mind the every town's different. That's why this whole local control thing is important. And I'm thrilled that we don't have state orders or federal mandates because Prescott is very different than Prescott Valley from a population standpoint. Prescott Valley is a much younger community, and they could probably weather this a little bit better than Prescott's per se. Chino's also very different. Paulden's also very different. On the other side of the mountain in the Verde Valley, those communities are also very different. And so that's why local control and mandates at the cities and county levels are so important because just a neighboring town is so different.
It is, and there was the declaration of emergency was extended from the Yavapai County government, and they said that they ended up having to extend this until April. So basically, what it does is give the Yavapai County, I think it's something Brown, I forgot his first name, gives him power over to proclaim a state of emergency, utilize extra police force, shut down businesses. It gives them the power, him and the mayors, which is pretty cool because everybody's different. Let me go ahead and read you what the mayor of Palguda wrote. So you guys go ahead and decipher with me. All right, you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
Okay, growing up on the East Coast, school spent large amount of time teaching about the Revolutionary War. I remember being in awe, learning about George Washington crossing the Delaware River on Christmas night to surprise the British Hessian troops, who up to that point were dominating this Continental Army. This moment, which some history scholars have labeled as the first moment when Americans showed resilience and the desire to fight and never give up. Then, of course, there are the stories of the 18, 19, and 20-year-old oldest storming the beaches of Normandy because it was the right thing to do. These men and women did not complain about the internet being down or Dutch Bros being closed on Christmas. They stepped up to the challenge. There are many other events where we as Americans came together for the betterment of the country. I was trying to pick out two that I have often thought about as examples of stepping up and fighting for what is right. Just know that our lives are the way they are today, thanks to the generation of men and women who did not have cell phones, smart cars, avocado toast, and 85-inch flat screen TVs. These men and women lived for the moment and knew that giving up in the face of that adversity was not an option because others depended on them. So as we navigate through the end of 2020 and begin 2021, remember that we are all in this together and that we will continue to fight. I promise the sun is going to come up tomorrow. So today, keep doing what you feel is necessary to keep you and your family safe. So please remember that the next time you get stressed or frustrated by someone's actions or inactions, in your mind that may be detrimental to your daily activities or well-being. We are all Americans with different views, personalities, opinions, political and religious beliefs. However, we need to all have the same goal, which is to make Prescott Valley an amazing community. And so, anyways, he has pictures of the actual George Washington and then the Normandy boats that came in there.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it's a really good post.
yeah, and then you know what's kind of crazy about it is that when I read that, I was like, "What is really going on? Like, what's really going on?"
Like I said, San Martin, I love that he's sticking by his guns and that he's leading. And I'm excited to see when it comes time for voting and everything, if the community loves it or they hate it. I really, I love it. I would love to see the outcome when that. I know that's down the road, but good for him. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's been doing a very decent job as far as being putting himself out there and acknowledging the trials that are going to come at him, and he joined at a very crazy time of life, which definitely plays a role. I think that everybody as an American or as a person as a leader needs to go ahead and follow after people that that have a great belief. In some cases, some people think that I don't believe that the virus is here. In some cases, people also realize that I might not be a mask wearer of some sort. But at the same time, I always was thinking to myself that I never had fear and I never feared anything. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm trying to be disrespectful to the community. It's more or less that, in my life, I've always had to fight. I always had to fight for what was right and also what I needed for my life. So it made sense to go ahead and just be, that person that we actually expect us people for me to be. But at the same time, it's really hard to be a leader in this year, this day and
No, it
age.
is. It's
Um,
brutal. It's brutal, and that's the thing. Is history will decide. History will decide who was on the right side of it, and on the wrong side of it, and that's the judge right there, right? And but I really respect the people on both sides that are sticking to their guns, and that's great.
yep. And Eric, me and you are running for council.
Yeah, I got enough to do.
Eric, okay, you guys heard it here first. We're running for council in 2027. I think that's when there's most.
2027. Okay, 7 years. Okay.
Well, sorry. I don't know why I moved so fast far away. Let's do it in 2023.
Oh wow, San Martin. On that note, it is time to go.
All right, my friend. Well, I appreciate you. I think tomorrow is Christmas or New
Oh,
Year's
dude.
Eve. New Year's Eve.
Yes.
And we're gonna, Eric, do you want to take tomorrow off and then bring it in on January 1st, or do you want to go ahead and show up and then we could go ahead and try to bring in the new year? But I kind of just wanted to go ahead and present a video.
Yeah, if you
To
can
see
get the
what,
video knocked out like a reel for the year, that would be awesome.
yeah, I think we could possibly do something like that, and then try to bring in the new year with love and respect and peace and love and happiness. That's what we all really
And
want. So
Annie's
anyway,
saying that on that reel, you need to have the clip of you jumping into the lake, leading the Prescott Area Polar Club.
I don't know if you guys can read this, but it says, "Let that beep go."
All right. On that note, take us out.
I'm out of here. Check out my moon. Okay,
Love it.
guys, with that, I'm done. Peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Eric Knight, for being a part of this morning show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Without you guys, we'd be talking to ourselves. But it's cool. I actually like talking to Eric, and we like to actually talk about some pretty cool things that are happening in Prescott, Arizona. But if you guys want to hear more, You can go to theprescotttimes.com to go ahead and find out all the stuff. If you guys want to rewatch these videos, you're more than welcome to. But I'm done. I'm out. It's 12/30/2020. We're going to make it great today. And yeah, peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And remember, love always wins. Thank you guys. Bye.